Hello friends, being a history professor, I'm happy in giving this video on top 25 Indian history books that you can read to know more about the past. It is a common fact that every human wants to be engaged with some or other things because sitting idle is the most difficult job on earth. And the proverb says that an idle mind is a devil's workshop. In this context, if we look out for a way to pass time, there is always a countless number of choices. Among them, reading occupies an important place since the 15th century onwards, especially with the invention of print technology by Johannes Gutenberg. The publication of books and the establishment of lending libraries revolutionized the reading for common people. What we read and how it affects us can reflect our personalities and our experiences as individuals. And that too, diving deep into the pages of books about the past is another good way to go about it. Because when we start reading great history books, we will learn things, maybe things that will give us some insight into the present times. Shakespeare wrote in The Tempest, "What is past is prologue." Studying history is hard, but when we know more about it, we become more sensible. History is such a deep subject that no matter how much you read, there will always be something left unread. History also gives us hope that this too shall pass. Here are some great Indian history books in a chronological sequence of its year of publication that gives us brilliant knowledge in enjoyable prose. And I am sure it will help to understand the history of diversity of our country and its impact on the rest of the world as well. Come, let us list out the names of the books with detail. Al-Biruni's India, an account of the religion, philosophy, literature, geography, chronology, astronomy, customs, laws and astrology of India about AD 1030, published in 2 volumes by Trubner and Company and translated by Edward C. Sachow. Discovery of India, written by our first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, published in 1946 by the Signet Press. The Wonder That Was India, written by A.L. Basham, published in 1954 by Sidgwick and Jackson. Train to Pakistan by Khushwant Singh, published in 1956 by Chatto and Windus. The Penguin History of Early India from the Origins to AD 1300, written by the famous historian Romila Thapar, published in 1966 by The Penguin. Freedom at Midnight, Larry Collins and Dominic Lapierre were the authors of this book, published in 1975 by William Collins, Simon and Schuster. The next important book is The Last Spring, The Lives and Times of Great Mughals, written by the famous author Abraham Erali, published in 2000 by Penguin Random House. History of India by Burton Steen, published in 2002 by Oxford University Press. The next interesting book is The White Mughals, Love and Betrayal in 18th Century India, written by William Dalrymple, published in 2004 by Penguin Random House. Another important book written by the famous Nobel Prize winner Amartya Sen, The Argumentative Indian, published in 2005 by Alan Lane. We all know about this book, India's Ancient Past, written by R.S. Sharma, published in 2005 by the Oxford University Press. Another important book written by William Dalrymple is The Last Mughal, The Fall of a Dynasty, Delhi, 1857, published in 2006 by Bloomsbury Publishing. This is another important book, India's Struggle for Independence 1857 to 1947, written by Bipin Chandra and others, published in 2007 by India Penguin. The famous author Ramachandra Guha wrote the book India After Gandhi, The History of the World's Largest Democracy, published in 2007 by HarperCollins. A history of ancient and early medieval India from the Stone Age to the 12th century, written by Upinder Singh, published in 2008 by Pearson Education, is another important book in the list of Indian history. The Great Partition, The Making of India and Pakistan, written by a female historian, Yasmin Khan, published in 2008 by Yale University Press. Another important book written by Bipin Chandra is The History of Modern India, published in 2009 by Orient Black Swan. Indian history from the earliest civilization to the boom of the 21st century, written by John Key, published in 2010 by Grove Press. Another important book written by Yasmin Khan is The Raj at War, A People's History of India's Second World War, published in 2015 by The Penguin. During the recent times, one of the most popular books is An Era of Darkness, The British Empire in India, written by a popular personality, Shashi Tharoor, published in 2016 by Aleph Book Company. The prospective aspirants of the UPSC Civil Service Examination have to go through the book on Ancient and Medieval India, written by Poonam Dalal Dahiya, published in 2017 by McGraw-Hill's Education India. Nayanjot Lahiri has written a book called The Timepieces, A Whistle-Stop Tour of Ancient India, published in 2018 by Hachette India. Shashi Tharoor has written a book called The Inglorious Empire, What the British Did to India. This is another important book published in 2018 by Penguin. Normally the Indian history books concentrate on the North India, but this is the book which concentrates on the southern part of India, which made the history of India also. The book name is Rebel Sultans, The Deccan from Khilji to Shivaji, written by a young historian Manu S. Pillai, published in 2018 by Jagamot. The last and the final book is The Anarchy, The East India Company, Corporate Violence and the Pillage of an Empire, written by a famous historian William Dalrymple, published in 2019 by Bloomsbury Publishing. We have just come to the end of all the top Indian history books. To conclude, history in our school days may have been all about remembering dates and names of insipid characters, but all that is, well, history. So, forget the rote learning of history you had to do and dive deep into these Indian history books that tell the story of India in fascinating ways. According to Rishal Mead, history is important because it teaches us about past, and by learning about the past, you come to understand the present so that you may make educated decisions about the future. If you are a history buff, you know just how important it is to look at events in history to understand events taking place in the present. India, with its rich and complicated past, offers enough material for any historian to chronicle and document in Indian history books, and these in turn offer us a glimpse into events that have shaped the present day we live in. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video with another important topic.
Please like, share and subscribe to this channel.